High Priestess. I just have a few updates that I wanted to give you all today. I ran into a few protocols when I was out and about. I did not expect to run into these protocols. So, one of the things that's currently going on here, I have a few things that I typed up that I wanted to just go over is regarding the situation with OTF. So, the thing about OTF and why that is going to keep on coming up with like Dirk and Vaughn in front of everyone's community is how part of it started on my YouTube and how the police are choosing to go after them and play despite what they're hearing on my channel. So they effectively got caught and binded their hand in knowing about the fact that Castle and them helped their families help start Detroit, Chicago, etc. riots. That's still going. That Aki and them were playing and kidnapping grown men, which some of you guys are about to find out the prosecutor for New York has stepped down because of this OTF nonsense and other stuff that has come out on my channel regarding them playing games in the mayor's cabinet. And especially that white ear clankla lady, the commissioner, that has just stepped in. So then on top of that, we have the fact that there was this protocol run that's been going on and we ran into Jam. It said Jam 737, but Jam is from OTF, right? They said that it's in the news. This is like the big story. It's like New York Times or something like that. So they said that he wore a wire and that he went to go and tell on Drake. Here we go. Sorry, to go tell on Dirk. Yeah, they have his mugshot and everything like that too, and him in the room talking. So I just wanted to let you guys know that that's like one of the things that they're trying to say had happened. But I read the indictment and they didn't put like any of the documents on there, the evidence. I don't know why. So now, one of the things that's coming up here is that happened, but also too how the police had their hand in it with this whole gay sex ring if you want to make your music. And then on top of that, playing with white supremacist groups that were kidnapping people for clinical trial testing. And OTF also had done organizing, going to meetings. You guys remember that Chicago challenge? Now look, but something else coming out that's even more explosive. And it's the fact that I talked about this like 4 or 5 years ago. It's like a video that I did, and it's called A Tale of Two Towers. And I said that Chicago and the Bay Area were going to explode, and it's going to bring something out about these pastors. But the one that they're trying to associate Dirk with, that all of you guys are going to remember, is the male lady getting murdered. And remember the Ohio murders and Indiana murders and how they were playing with spell work and tarot cards and playing with brandy. That's how she ended up getting killed. And they tried to affiliate OTF with that. They didn't do it. They heard about that on my channel. It's because of the fact that they had worked with Hanifi to move fentanyl. These disloyal black families that work with other black boule families that got to work in the military, this and this and this and that, in industries and help create and craft a group that was going to go out and do their bidding. Just so happened to be Hanifi, right? Playing in Islam or playing in these same industries and doing what they can here and there, right? So you guys saw this with the sororities and how they got exposed. So I have to just show you Octavia Redmond, right? So what about the other Redmond? And people are putting documents down on here about Castle in court and what got started with that, because that's one of the things they try to blame them for. So now you guys see here, I've been talking about this postal worker. Yes, she got murdered, and they said that it was yeah, they said it was OTF that did it. There was no connection at all. But she was playing with KTS, and KTS is a gang in Chicago. And basically, they get recruited. They move money around, which is what the director of the Human Rights Commission for San Francisco, they got caught doing. London, Breed, and Fillmore. They heard all of that. They moved money around through the church, this and this and this and that. And they were setting up murders and getting stuff started. And then this came up with Nuestra Family Circle. And that's how this stuff came out with the Italian community, right? With Ben Affleck in them. So you guys instantly saw what happened with that. The minute I mentioned that a judge, she was on the back of a motorcycle from Long Island and she died. They were playing with cases. You guys are seeing how this has been going, and they're not doing anything. They're playing like this. So one of the things here is, what has this woman cost when you have access to addresses and stuff like that? Right. So, aha, now the plot thickens with the fact that the police, they created all these murders. So you can't charge anybody because you created the space for that to even go on. Why are you orchestrating shit like that? Oh, yeah. That's kind of stupid, right? And this is where you get that man that looks like the king of the hill and other whites coming here, to find out about what's been going on with people playing games. So I just wanted to show you guys that this has gotten started. So I told you that this OTF is at the prosecutor's office. So let's go into the protocol run. I have like 4 other messages just like that. I think I'm going to put them in separate messages. So let this be the first one. OTF jam in. Now, on top of this was Chicago, right? This is where we're going to talk about the Chinese Mafia has imploded. Now, what's that about? What's this? Yeah, because somebody got called here. Yeah. Whoo, somebody got called here in the Chinese Mafia. What are you guys doing? Why is this getting started? I've been noticing something. Who's murdering all these like Asian women? Okay, what are they doing? No, I'm asking you, what did they do? Because they're doing something. So this is another thing too that's getting started with some of these females running around playing games because it started in Atlanta. Some of these females running their hand and being too slick on those college campuses, running their mouth about what their dad has and doesn't have. Tiffy Cooks is going to come up again because some of you guys didn't know. Tiffy Cooks, her dad passed away, but Tiffy Cooks, her dad could not get his citizenship for Canada because Tiffany lives in Canada. They couldn't get their citizenship for 20 years. He got his citizenship right as he was passing away. Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason why he got his citizenship is because that virtual reality had gone all the way up. Yeah. And Tiffany stopped making pork because something had come out like, ooh. Yeah. So, yeah. Tiffany's husband has cancer. So Castle and Juliana, now let's move into that with the Chinese Mafia imploding. So that's what you guys were doing, playing like that? Now we see, yeah, what they were doing. And it's his name that's gonna stir something up because it's right. And now we see how they've been moving around playing games and the doctor too and playing on the phone and starting shit. So, and what they think that they have over the Chinese community. The minute this whole thing started with TV Cooks, there was like 4 mass shootings in the Chinese community. That all got started in virtual reality. A lot of people are coming to find out. So, oh, wait, hold on. You guys are playing in virtual reality. Daisy's writing down the conversation. Some of the shit's being recorded because it's that loud, especially in Atlanta. Then these things are then happening in the media to prove what they were talking about. Castle and Juliana. So you guys had heard about this whole thing with Castle Redmond from The Boys of Men of Color, that he's suspected, he's a serial killer, and he had his hand involved in the disappearance of several women playing games, etc. This Redmond here and that other Redmond, they are not related, okay? So one of the things that's going on here is that it's Castle's girlfriend that started this, Juliana, getting multiple abortions, things like that, going back and forth, playing with Castle, trying to keep him because he pays her bills and stuff like that, because she was having a hard time with her employment. She's a photographer. So you stopped being a public defender, then you went to go get a master's degree, a second one in photography. And you expect me to not believe that you like got banished from someplace and like that's what you had to fall back on for student loans temporary? That you married somebody to try to get money or have something to live off of and stuff like that. And then you went to go play in his family. And some of you guys don't know Juliana's ex-husband. I've spoken to his family. That's another thing that's gonna come up in Kenya. Wow. So now one of the things that's getting started here is Juliana did a video story for Columbia School of Journalism on her family from Chicago. They wiped it from the internet clean. She took her website down, everything. If you go on Juliana's Facebook page, ooh. Yeah, you host, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, it ain't safe, because they know what's about to come out. Yeah. You wanted to play games with me. You thought that you were going to start all this. People getting settled out of court. They started so much. I'm a pregnant. Yeah, writing poetry on here. Look at her and Castle right here. Yeah, I know Juliana. I don't know who that woman is. I can't really tell you because we're that's not something I need to talk to you about. In regards to a white woman tearing up the community and her family started Detroit Chicago riots. She took it from the website. Yeah, And hella people got on her head too. It's gone. She had something on here about her family from Chicago, and they had a bunch of photos from a Columbia School of, let me see, Columbia. Yeah, I had his face picture. Ooh, dang. Here we go. Yeah. 37 likes, right. And it says, I'm so honored to be featured in the Columbia Journal today. My project Withdrawn was select for their Black History Month special issue. Yeah, playing as Calico, going back and forth, playing. That's how they started, white women, playing with a high yellow, mixed Calico nonsense. And some of you guys are like, okay, well, if you get offended, that means you've seen yourself in the behavior. There are several people that would be considered mixed or lighter skin or whatever. They don't have nothing to do with this. It's how he brought her into the community, knowing that she was goofy and delusional and she was playing with magic. They took it down. Yeah, because that is very serious. That Detroit, Chicago riots, and that they went to go play with OTF like that, because they are the last ones to name all of them and how they built telecases that put half of Chicago and Detroit specifically in jail. Cashmel and all of them, they all went to jail. They took all their grandmother, grandpa, whatever, their family, their house and stuff like that, playing games like that. So they use that as an excuse, like, well, we're paying this off and stuff like that. But, well, okay, well, how? Starting hella shit. We're all putting our money together. He's selling barbecue. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. What are you doing? Right? Yeah, starting hella shit. That's what their family did, playing. And now you see her playing again, starting shit with Castle. So this is now what's coming out here in regards to, yeah, some people want to, you showed your hand. So I just showed you guys that about that OTF jam. That's like the biggest thing that was coming out, that it was like blasted in the media like that with TMZ and everything. So now this is what we get to with Juliana's dad working for San Francisco Fire Department and Willie Brown, his name coming up, and that has to come down. Yeah, and Castle, like Castle and Juliana getting together, like trying to orchestrate how to hide that they were both rats and starting shit like that in our community. Yeah, because then another thing that's coming up is, why do they even think that they have the power to do that? That should be done because those people are considered domestic terrorists. That Chicago, Detroit riots, when you see them talking on camera, and yeah, that's what we do. We supposed to get the act and then give it to them. Yeah, starting shit, major chaos. So now what's happening here is, this is now moving forward into, okay, so that's how you guys were playing. Now what's with the Chinese mafia that you've seen all this? It's because they've tracked down her family, but also to the fire department network and their network in the government and stuff like that playing, which is going to come up with the FBI in LA and a dude named Eric uploading me to virtual reality, talking to me for months. I'm like, oh, okay. And I met him. Yeah, and their family's all Lloyd Austin from Department of Defense. This whole thing with Jermaine Cole and them, those black dishonorable families that got GI Bill when other people didn't, they stuck together to go play games. They couldn't marry us. They couldn't compete with us. Yeah, you guys go eat and go play and go live over there. Yeah, so now what has gotten started here, right? And COINTELPRO, how do you think that they were easily recruiting motherfuckers? So now what has come out here is that Juliana's dad was working in the fire department. Remember, her grandpa had escaped from Chicago, which is what that registration card was about, and moved to Texas and committed suicide. That's what the whole story was about. Yes, and shot himself in the head. So now one of the things that's getting started here is with that, Juliana's dad then going to California or Washington or whatever, and more Calico, right? Having white daughters running back and forth, and then this woman is playing games in the community and starting hella shit. So this is now, her dad got recruited by Willie Brown and them to go play with the Chinese mafia early on, tapping their phone and then playing with a few people in the black community, but mainly that was like the biggest thing that they were doing, trying to go to war with them so they can later destabilize them when they had the power to destroy Cyborgia, they're sexing your family once and for all, because that's the one thing that the Chinese didn't know, that, oh, ooh, I didn't even think about that, like how this could like have gone like wrong. It's not too late to go to church, right? Yeah, that's what one of them is thinking, that he's gonna go play over there. So, wow, I'm so excited. So now, anyways, you guys, I just finished like, yeah, this is actually pretty dope. Yeah. So I just wanted to tell you guys that. So that's what's currently going on. So now you see what they've been doing, right? And what they've been trying to hide and what they've been orchestrating and crafting. So that's gonna come out, yeah, because Castle straight been getting information from the California Assembly. Because for the Indian community, Castle's other best friend is Ash Kalra, who they went to law school together. Yeah, so go ask him why the Indian community is getting robbed and getting put on fire and what is it, Jamie? And who's screaming in people's ear and what's going on with all these killings in the Indian community. Go ask him. No, literally go ask him because they're actually the ones that are playing games because their families are getting exposed. Because Rihanna exposed their hand and the Kardashians exposed their hand with all these royal Indian weddings that had gone on. So, anyways, you guys, that's what I had to come and say and put out here regarding that because a lot of people are using this in investigations as we speak. I have another video. There's going to be a lot more information. Again, yesterday, some of you guys may have not seen, there was a video that I put up about different protocols that we were running into, and one of them was right in front of Castle's house. So he lives in front of Lake Merritt. So now one of the things that's coming out here is why would you sit there and orchestrate something like that? You thought you were going to get away with it. Something that's going to come out here is how they lied about everything from the very beginning, and all the truth and stories are going to come out. But it proves that this is what they were trying to hide. Of course, you would lie like that if you're trying to hide a few bodies, right? So I mean, that's how you got set up in the first place. So you alert people to your behavior. So this car said Hunt 313. Here we go with Jam OTF. Yeah, and bitches that wanted to fuck. So they left the hood and they went to go play in sororities. Now they're playing at their job because they want to get dick from us. Woo! Yeah, that was big. That's a big thing coming up in this OTF. You better be careful. You better be careful. Right. Look at this. This 813 once again with my portal function. And we were talking about this yesterday with the Saudis getting caught up. That's what they're looking for, a satellite frequency. That's why they're only targeting certain people with the zodiac. That's not how it works. And look what happened here with Daisy. She's been talking about this for the past 4 or 5 years. But how did that happen? She went to Harriet Tubman's plantation. She went to Benjamin Banneker's fucking cabin. He lived in that cabin. Are you stupid? And look at all this that's coming on. Right? Do you know that you can get killed with people seeing? Right. And fentanyl, that's actually supposed to be, material to make Crocs and shit like that. So, yes, is another register that's getting started. But look what that's next to. RZA. Yeah, RZA. And this is going to come out again with Robin naming her baby after them playing with Wu-Tang. But it's the fact that some of them are dishonorable. The other ones didn't know what they were doing, moving. That's how you were making money and staying up. I thought you were producing and shit like that, using fentanyl, and then they were coming after us. So now you're trying to rob me with the sound technology? Y'all are fucking bunk out here. I knew something was going on. It's New York. This gangbusters, Ghostbusters. I'm sure that shit is happening somewhere, and I'm sure that's why New York is goofy like this. Yeah. What the hell? That's what motherfuckers. That's what you guys turn. Now, too much shit is getting started here. Yeah. GPP, this is something that's going to come up again. And why is this getting made with Castle and all them Chicago riots? It's because how those black families that started that and knew about this with Castle tried to keep it quiet, even though they knew he was a clown. Because it had something to do with one of them playing in my phone early on with this Edmund nonsense and didn't say anything when it all unraveled right in front of him. Tried to hide it, started hella shit going in meetings, trying to set people up, thinking that he was going to be the one to bounce out and even overpower a few other people that are senior at the Department of Justice and FBI. And DOD, he thought he was going to get right next to Austin. Lloyd Austin, the director of the Department of Defense, is a black man. Thought he was going to get right next to him, created a bunch of drama. Now he's going to tell them, this is why you had to make OnlyFans houses. I try to hide this investigation. There are several investigations that got started because I try to give you a new money scheme because I saw this with Daisy and we started it. So now what's happening here is you guys have to stop that bullshit because you guys all got caught. Because now they found out what you were doing. I can't hide that anymore either. So you need to tell me that, oh, okay, they lost their money like that. Yeah, that's why the Chinese had to get set up. They had to get set up. Yeah, they had to because look at the hand I went to go play. And then the whites in between playing with meth and shit like that and starting hella shit. Yeah, drugs in America is serious. It could just all end. Right, but they're using it for they're holding it for ear clunkler so they can make a vaginal rhinoplasty and a plastic vaginas like this. Something that they're trying to do, like, oh, it will have like a wetness um or something. Sorry for some of the people that are going to see this. Yeah, like these are the things that they're okay, good. Luckily, there's no photos. Like, yeah, they're building stuff like this. So, because I don't know, like it's something about they don't have walls or ooh, that's really wild, or something's going on where like I don't know, maybe with their father or something like that, and then something has happened with another level of like biology. So now, like here you guys go. Okay, so now you see how this has all culminated together. I had to show you those protocols. I have another video I'm going to put out right after this. So Chicago, there you go. Thank you so much. Tale of Two Cities, Tale of Two Towers, and then also too, that Zodiac is going to come out again, and Gavin Newsom's going to get his hand caught watching my channel and playing games. So that's what you can do with the astronomy. Oh, I never do that. Oh, okay. I'm playing games. Yeah, Regulus Wikipedia. So this is one of the things that was coming out yesterday that some people are going to see now again. That the star of Regulus, it's in the constellation of Leo, that we can go ahead and craft specific equations on the computer and like use this as a satellite stand for the internet. That this had popped up and that they can't hide this, that they played their hand like that and playing with Quran and starting hella drama. All right. Okay, here you go. This one, spiritual warfare gone wrong. Chicago and Oakland, a tale of two towers. And then you guys can watch this one too. A tale of two Aries, Chiron and Malcolm's army. And this is why I was talking about a tale of two Aries. Is it Hitler or Malcolm X? Right, that you want to come and play with. And I said everyone's gonna have to make their choice if they want to what they want to play with right now, because you're gonna think that you're gonna be given an opportunity, but it's really just the wave from the astrology. So now what's happening here is these whole stuff that they were sick playing games with magic and war magic and conflict magic and destabilizing things. Come to find out, it's activated from space. That's what they were doing just to play. So one thing that's going on here is that this is the reason why the chemical servers, the phytochemical servers, all of that you heard me talk about, got locked and sealed. That's one of the reasons why. Like, if you notice, some of the peppers are not going to have a taste for a while. Uh, yeah, for a while. I want to say when I was living in Atlanta, the pepper, it's a certain pepper that we used to cook. It was coming as like green for a while. There was like something that was going on, and it was because the plants in space and what they were doing with magic, and they were sending messages like, we're going to leave the planet. So for a lot of you guys, you're wondering why you're looking for certain herbs and certain things like that. It's because they were mixing it with period blood, playing with spell work, and mixing it with like children's bodies and a bunch of shit. Right? So the phytochemical is turning itself off. So you guys can go watch these two videos, A Tale of Two Aries, okay, about Malcolm and Hitler, and then the omen that's coming down like here. And this is going to come up again with this whole thing with Chicago and Castle and all them. And their zodiacs. It's going to come up. I'm telling you. And when it comes up, you're going to wish that it never even had to make it to this point, because you guys are going to end up legalizing tarot cards and astrology in court.